but because they were honest, raw, human. And for the first time, Ember wondered if the wilderness hadn't led her astray but had guided her exactly where she needed to be. And as the storm raged through the night, sealing the cabin with walls of snow, their destinies tangled like two rivers forced into the same canyon, setting the stage for a story that would test their courage. Loyalty and the growing fire neither could deny. And if you're listening to this tale, make sure you hit the subscribe button on Cowboy Legends story, because every share and every click helps keep these Wild West stories alive for everyone who... When the hunters came for her, the mountain man stood like a wall of iron. The next morning, when sunlight barely brushed the snowbank outside and silence wrapped the cabin like a blanket, Ember awoke to a scent she had not known in years, safety, only to find Rowan already splitting logs outside, his breath turning to silver in the freezing air, each swing of the axe steady and silent like the heartbeat of the mountain itself. And she watched with growing warmth in her chest, realizing she had never met a man who carried strength without cruelty. But peace did not last long in the frontier, and soon distant hoofbeats cracked the air, sharp and predatory, echoing off the canyon walls like war drums, sending Ember into a panic that clawed at her lungs. For she knew exactly who they were, the men who wanted to force her into marriage, men who believed her innocence was worth money, men who would burn Rowan's cabin to the ground just to reclaim their property. Rowan saw her fear and didn't ask questions. He simply reached for his rifle, stepping in front of her like a fortress carved from stone, and told her in a calm, iron-steady voice that no man would take her from him. The riders, 5 of them, dressed in dust-brown coats with greed in their eyes, approached the cabin, their horses snorting steam as the leader yelled for Rowan to hand over the girl, claiming she was promised, bought, and owed. But Rowan Creed was no lawman, no sheriff. He was the kind of man who answered only to the mountains, the seasons, and his own hard-won code of honor. He stepped forward, snow crunching under his boots, his rifle resting lazily against his shoulder, the embodiment of a winter storm just waiting to break. He told them Ember wasn't leaving, not today, not tomorrow, not ever, not unless she herself chose to walk away. And when the leader reached for his gun, Rowan moved faster than human eyes could track, firing a warning shot that shattered a pine branch above their heads, sending snow cascading like a white explosion onto the men and their horses. The animals reared. One man fell. Another cursed. And Ember, watching from the window, realized the world had never shown her a person willing to fight for her the way Rowan did now. The riders retreated, but they promised they would return with more men, with fire and rope. And when they vanished into the trees, Ember ran outside, breathless, telling Rowan she couldn't let him risk his life for her, that she wasn't worth bloodshed. Rowan took her hands, small, trembling, cold, and told her she was worth every bullet he had, worth every scar he carried, worth every storm this mountain ever threw at him. And in that moment, with danger circling like coyotes in the dark, the bond between them grew into something unbreakable, something carved out of fear, courage, and the fierce truth that sometimes family is not given by blood, but forged by choice. Night fell heavy, and Ember cooked again, her movement steadier now, her heart finding rhythm beside his. And Rowan, watching her in the firelight, felt something he had buried long ago, the desire to build a life, not just survive one. As they prepared for the battle to come, as the cabin glowed warm against the cold, both of them felt the same truth settle into their bones. They needed each other, not out of desperation, but out of destiny. And if you want to hear the next chapter of their wild, burning, unstoppable story, make sure you subscribe to Cowboy Legends Story, because more tales of courage, love and frontier fire are coming your way.